I thought Decree was in the deck. Damn. Well, there goes the whole point of everything.
It's rude.
None shall tread on us.
I'm so damn tasty. It's a pity I can never finish.
Accursed racists. None shall tread on us. None shall tread on us.
They say you are what you eat.
You're one sexy witch and I'm here to please.
They say you are what you eat.
This is why you don't split, by the way. It's not your fault, JCM.
I'm so tired.
None shall tread on us.
I'm so bad at this over-explaining the reward. Like, when I'm in a game, I can either play well or talk. I can't do both.
Liver's awful deliciousness.
Quick! Move those hooves! Or we'll both be ham!
Blue Mountain! Elren has shown us the way.
Wouldn't touch a hair on my head, she said.
No, your fault. What I'm thinking I should do is I should go back and like show you the game and then tell you what I'm thinking. No, he played Verno first. I killed it with Imler's Wrath. Verno was his first card. He just didn't expect me to have another removal. Most people don't have that many removals in Relics. They didn't miss Verno. It was their first card. He played Verno to spawn stuff, and then he was going to replay it 2 more times. What was the game I was putting on YouTube? Removal in monsters is illegal? Yeah. Okay. Content video producer. Okay. So let's talk about this game. We're gonna watch this at 2x, and I'm gonna talk about, you know, what I was thinking about during the game. Just trying to make these rewards better. So they're more worthwhile. Okay. So open operator. Now I made a mistake here, which is I don't need to leader this. They don't have any 5 removal. They don't run owls or stun or anything. Their whole deck is made by the deck builder. Legion made this deck, and everyone's forced to play it. So it doesn't really matter. You know, if you leave yourself either at 5 against elves, but like against other decks, yeah, like against, for example, Nilfgaard, it's good to do that. Or like Skellige. For if you're against like SK Warriors, you want to be above 4 at the very start, so they can't cutting slash it, right? They'd have to leader twice to cutting slash it, and then stunning blow is 5 before they played any Highland Warlords. So maybe against Warriors you get it to 8, and you avoid everything except like a Champion's Charge, right? Just be thinking about what it is that you're trying to avoid. I think that kind of takes care of the rest, right? Yeah, this is the over-explaining of the game. And then this needs to go away. So opponent split here. I'm dancing with joy. I know you can't tell, but I'm super excited right now because this gave me that incubus in round 3. So don't split if you're against Relicts. Giving him a second incubus to self-eater. Okay. This one also, like, I didn't need to use a leader. So these 2 leaders I'm using are kind of troll. Part of why I, like, one of them is okay because I play Imler's Wrath. But the main thing I'm doing here is I'm getting my self-eaters down as soon as possible so that he can't, because they're your engines. Like every other relic that you play based off of this. I'm trying to figure out how I kill this. So in this matchup, you need to be able to kill Vanadane. You need to be able to kill Angus. Angus. Riordan would also be good to kill. But Riordan you can kill with like one of the crones, right? So you could argue that me playing the second self-eater is greedy. That maybe I should have just played a crone so that after I kill his Angus with Riptide, I'd still be able to like kill his Riordan with a crone. But instead, I play unicorns. Or try to play unicorns. Because I have a unicorn in hand and I don't like this being a dead card. And I don't have decree. So I use the marching orders to see if I get the other unicorn. If I do... Wait, that would have been so bad though. Okay, this is kind of a troll play, actually. I got lucky I got a piggy. Piggy goes to 6, and then he's going to try and, like, do whatever he can to kill it because he thinks that this is how he loses the round. I mean, he ends up getting a card advantage because of it, but that doesn't really matter. Because I get a card back from just one Incubus. Yeah, Angus is, like, a very strong card. Getting him to use it is good. Of course, he can replay it like 3 times and thin his deck. This is where, again, if I hadn't played the Piggy, he might not have played Angus, but still, I should have played a Crone, and then when he plays this, I can play the other Crone and kill it. Hey, Zafari. Hello, peas. This I didn't expect him to be a Pitfall Trap. But he's also playing an unconventional deck. He ends up showing that he plays Yorveth, and I've never seen anybody else play that. And he plays Tellian. So there is no Vanadane in this deck. But there is Tellian. So we missed both Riptide and Imlerith, and we could only grab one of them. We also missed Decree. If I had Decree in hand, I would Decree for Riptide and do the other thing. So and then he red hazes my Piggy there. Now, whether I should have boosted this or this, boosting this, because this is a 1 power unit, this is 3. Or this would have been 2, this was already 3. Plus, like, this is my high base power unit, and I kind of want them to be stealthy. Sometimes they don't notice. They don't always right-click and check every single base power for all your units. And he's just playing a ton of points that I didn't expect because he plays Tellian. And it's like the doomed one, so the order kills things. He played 2 Tricksters, which is like kind of insane. Yeah, I didn't even like, this is the first time I've seen somebody use that doomed order. I guess the change to change these from whatever to doomed is actually better. It was a buff to Tellian because your Deadeyes also count. Whereas before it was like exhaustion or prepared or whatever. Which didn't, I was trying to figure out what he did to kill it. Anyway, I know this is probably crushing, but I don't really have a choice. If I play the other unicorn first, he might notice that my hand is garbage and play one more card. This way, he just wants to get out. He's like, I'm getting a free card. I'm getting double lasse, or not double lasse, but I'm getting a long round that I want. Because his deck cannot go 3 rounds, right? He can only heist in 2 rounds, and his entire deck has to be built around heist. So I just played the unicorn. It's fine. It's a relic. Gives me some carryover. Now here, I think the mulligans on most decks is like the hardest part. So this unicorn, not only is it like half a unicorn, but also it requires a target. You can't bleed with this, so it's gone. Imlerith's Wrath, I don't really want to get rid of because I need it for future. And Piggy, I'm not sure if I want to get rid of. Ideally, I'd like to have a Gankane, so I think I mulligan the Piggy. Oh, I mulligan Imlerith's Wrath. Okay. Mulligan Imlerith's Wrath because it's not a good bleeding card. I just happened to draw it again later. So that's lucky for me. Incubus is an amazing bleed card, especially since opponents split. If opponent hadn't split, I wouldn't be able to do this and take a card from him. So I play this. It does 2 things. One, it changes my Self-Eater to be 10 power because I'm playing an Incubus with it. Which is really good for next round because I can split it. It's an even power. But also, like, I get a 14-point lead. If I just play Fiend, that's 8. This is 14. How is he going to catch up 14 points in 1 card? He can't, right? He ends up playing Deception, which is a 12-point card. But that's going to take 2 turns, right? I'm not behind. I could just pass here. And I think that's what I do. Like, I could also play Fiend. But now instead of playing 14 points a turn, I'm playing 8 points a turn. And it's like, or 9, I guess. And who knows? Maybe Fiend was better. It would have put Fiend in the graveyard and made it so I had another card to play next round. But I end up just passing. I don't want to shorten round 3 too much because Self-Eaters. And so he just, yeah. That should be enough for him. He passes. He thinks for like an hour though. So here, round 3 mulligans. Okay. So I don't have a special in my deck right now. I thought I had teleport. I do have teleport, but I think I end up drawing it. So I'm mulliganing the Fiend because I don't have a Fiend in the graveyard, and Fiend is like not good later, and early on you want to play your Self Eaters. It's kind of awkward in this deck, to be honest. Like, it is a relic, so if you have a board full of Self Eaters, it will still play for points even if it gets nerfed down to 1. But this is where I didn't notice that I drew a teleport. And I'm looking at the deck, and I thought that I had mulliganed the special. So I think there's a special here, because when you mulligan a card, it doesn't go in the deck. It goes here. And this is like the same color as a teleport, and I think in my head I thought I had mulligan teleport. Because teleport's good from Golden Necker, because you play a unit and then you can teleport that same unit. You don't have to have anything on the board. Well, it turns out it wasn't. And then you guys are like, what's your... Yeah. And no, Man of the East, the Triss version of this deck is not better. Because the Triss version of this deck requires your opponent allow you to play things. This version, you play it all yourself. If I have teleport in my hand, I immediately teleport the Incubus. Or the Self Eater and get another Self Eater out. Okay? Even better would be if Incubus was in hand. I open with this play, right? Then I split, and then I Golden Necker, which would let me teleport one of the Self Eaters or the Incubus. Like, when you open Incubus, you have 2 things that opponent has to remove in order to deny your teleport. Yeah. So now he plays Verno, and I'm gonna kill it because Verno is his win con for this round. That's it. That's game. Now it's gonna take a while because he's so like I split an 11 into 2 5s. Like technically that's not like a winning move, but eventually, right? Because now I'm gonna play another card. There'll be 6s. And then I can split them. So, actually, I don't think it makes a difference either way. It just gets ahead of him a little bit. And if he has COC, he gets less value because my thingy is over there. Incubus. Yeah. You want to be mindful of board space. I play Incubus again because I have an Incubus in the graveyard from the previous round. I teleport the Incubus. And it's a relic too. If I didn't, I would have teleported like one of the Self Eaters that doesn't have an order, right? You always want to teleport one of the Self Eaters that doesn't have an order and get your biggest Self Eater out. Incubus lets you... Oh, the other nice thing is Incubus lets you pick which one you get out, right? Because I split a bunch in round 1. Whereas if you just teleport a Self Eater, you get a random one. If you teleport a Incubus, you get to pick. And opponent was nice enough to split, so... Again, this split made no sense. None whatsoever. He never should have clicked it. Like, that... You see how, like... I was able to get a card back in round 2 because he split. I was able to get a second Incubus in round 3 because he split. Like, this is Gwent. You do one stupid thing, and then, like, you just keep paying for it and paying for it and paying for it, and it's like... And you're sitting here trying to analyze this, and it's like, no. This game... is this way because he clicked the green thing once in round 1. Like, everything else is a constant, like... Yeah. You get what I'm saying. Or, like, me leadering my Self Eaters in round 1 meant I couldn't leader my Piggy, and so he gave my Piggy an infusion, and then I had to necromancy the Piggy, and so there's no Piggy in my graveyard. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's just... He doesn't have, like, he just... His Verno's gone. It's over. This is why Heist is such a dumbass card. Because, like, if you kill the unit that he played, Heist is useless. And if you don't, Heist is ridiculous. Like, yeah. So, anyway. This has been an over-explained Moshception. Like and subscribe.